I think that if trans men started taking up more space in media, film, like in the world in general, it would be really, really damaging to patriarchy. If trans men started taking up more space, our experiences would be heard. And those are experiences of a socialization that was much different than the socialization of cis men. And the socialization of cis men, I think, is one of the major factors for toxic masculinity and for perpetuating gender roles, right? Because at a very young age, these men are told, if you don't push down your feelings, if you don't, act like your father, if you don't get punched in the face, if you cry, you're not a man. That's when all of these early messages happen. And a trans man, we're not told any of those things. I mean, there's a lot of pain of being socialized as a woman too, but we're given a lot of freedom when it comes to feeling our feelings, making friendships, being vulnerable, like all these things that men are told that they're not allowed to do, you all know. Us taking up space and having that socialization proves that you can be a man without these terrible gender roles, and you can be a man in a different way. Trans men have the opportunity to be with cis men if they're safe and if they're nice. Like I've said a million times, don't go somewhere where you're in danger. But there are so many cis men that need to be told that there's a different way of being, and we are proof of that. And because we show them, then maybe they'll show their friends, and they'll show their friends, and they'll show their friends. And that's how we can do this, right? It's not going to all happen overnight, but these small little changes, these little ripple effects can come from us, and they can spread. And we can show that there's a new way of being a man, a way that has nothing to do with how big your hoo-ha is, or how much you can take from other people, or how much money you make, or how buff you are. It has to do with the fact that you just are. You just are a man because you are. That's it. That's all you have to do. And as trans men, we get to show that. We get to show cis women, too, that there are men out there that don't behave this way, and that they should ask more and expect more from the men in their lives. And that is why I want so desperately to take up space, not just in the trans community, but in the cis community. I want cis men to know who I am, even if they hate me, even if so many people hate me. I want cis men to know who I am, because I want them to see that there's a new way of being a man. I know a lot of these cis men are hurting, and I know that they want to know that there's a different way of being, and they've just never seen it yet because trans men don't take up any space. I'm very emotional. I'm very serious about all of this. Call me crazy. I don't really care, because these conversations need to happen now. They needed to happen a long time ago, and they really need to happen now. We need a renaissance of masculinity. We need a new framework for what it means to be a man, because men are causing chaos, terror, horror, pain, and it doesn't have to always be that way.